on to the exciting panel discussion about American curriculum, AIAASC. So, our students will engage thought-provoking speech with and conversation with our chief guest. And I promise you, this discussion is to be enlightening.
Hi sir, I'm Nimika of grade 12 and my question is, what advantages do AIAASC have over CBSE or IGCSE?
So the question was, what are the advantages for a school? So first of all, I'd like to tell you that I'm here to encourage you sometime during your education career to come to the United States. I want you to come to visit, to study, to work, to bring value to our organization, and to bring value to our country. As you know, India plays a very important role in the United States. The CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of Microsoft, of Pepsi-Cola, of Google, are all from India. So we want you to bring that kind of passion, that kind of impact to the United States. By being a WASC accredited school, you become eligible to go to school in the United States and choosing your school that is the best fit for you. So hopefully you'll decide to go to the United States. But if you decide to go to the UK or Canada or schools in Europe, Australia, wherever you decide to go, we'll be able to help you in that entrance. But just personally, because I'm from Silicon Valley, the home of Google, the home of Apple Computer, the home of NVIDIA, the home of LinkedIn, and so many other companies, that we hope that you consider coming to our country to work.
Thank you, Barry. I think from my perspective, one of the best things about the American high school diploma is the opportunity and flexibility that it offers individual students like yourselves. You have the flexibility to take a wide range of courses that perhaps in a CBSE school or an IGCSE school, you haven't got the opportunity to take. Let me give you an example. You could be taking artificial intelligence, robotics, coding, green energy development, renewable energy, all of those sorts of subjects that you might want to study at university, but you're not able necessarily to access in a school. So it's the flexibility of accessing lots of different courses, which I think is one of the major advantages of the American high school diploma.
Good afternoon all. I'm Tejashree Kani of grade 10. And here is my question. After completing this grade, can I join in this curriculum? In what ways it will help to my future career?
Let's say you're completing grade 12, right? With American high school diploma especially, because you are doing college level courses already when you're in school, right? That gives you a lot of advantage to be ahead of your peer group. Let's say your friends who are in, let's say they are going to be in other school, right? When they come to job with you for an interview, you will be much ahead of them because you started early. Yes? So let's say you are learning computer science when you are in age of 25, okay? And the advantage of the same you learning computer science when you're in 16, which is much better. 16. That's exactly what you'll be doing.
If I expand upon that a little bit, so you could be taking a university course now, yeah, in something in a university in Maryland, which is in the US if you wanted to, yeah? So you've got access, and they have over 14,000 courses that you could pick from, and really specialist courses as well that you might want to specialize in, yeah? So it really does give you an opportunity to take more work-based courses that will help you prepare for what you might want to do next in your careers.
Again, taking courses in American high school, you're able to accelerate. So you're able to take advanced math, advanced sciences, advanced foreign languages. So then when you graduate and take a bachelor's degree, it doesn't take you the full time. If it's a 4-year bachelor degree, you might be able to graduate in 3 years or 2 years. You also might be able to graduate faster and then go to the United States for a master's degree or a PhD degree. So it would help you accelerate through, and also it becomes more interesting. If you're doing more advanced work, it's more than just memorizing. It's really trying to analyze and problem solve and learning rather than just memorizing the material. And that's what's important, I think, about the American curriculum, is it's not a memorization of facts and figures. You can get that on the internet. You can get that from artificial intelligence or from a Google search. What we want you to do is be able to use that information in critical and problem-solving kinds of ways.
Good afternoon. I am Arul Ranjan from grade 9. So there are so many schools which has low resources. So what are the ways which AIAASC and WASC can provide support to the schools which has low resource settings?
So we accredit not only schools, high-achieving schools with high resources, but also schools with lower resources. What's important to us is that the schools with the students, that every student succeeds at their own level. So we go in, we help them, we help the teachers work together with the students and to be able to study hard. So when we say high-achieving schools, we mean not only the best resource schools, because sometimes those aren't the best schools. Some of the best schools are those schools that are doing the best with their students with low resources. We feel very strongly that all students in the country need to have opportunity, not just those who have advantages given by their parents, but by all students. So thank you for that question.
Hello everyone, this is Abhika of grade 9. In CBSE there are 5 subjects. What are the subjects are included in American syllabus and how can they choose?
You said in CBSE there's 5 subjects, didn't you? Yeah. In the American High School Diploma, you have a lot of choice. So let me tell you what the core is usually. So you have to do your maths, you have to do your English, you have to do your science, you have to do your social science. Sometimes you have to do world history, yeah? And some will make you do a world language, okay? But after those, in most American high school diplomas, you have the opportunity to take up to 7 or 8 electives. Now, an elective is a subject that you're choosing because you want to do it. It's a specialist subject. You haven't got to do it, yeah? You're making a personal choice about taking a subject that you want to, okay? And within that section, depending on the school, all right, you could take up to over 400 courses if you wanted to, and you could be picking from over 400 courses. Yeah, the company I work for, we offer 500 semesters of different subjects that you could pick from. Yeah, I've described some of them earlier on, like artificial intelligence, coding, robotics, green energy development, international business, cyber security, yeah, hospitality, tourism, engineering, construction. There's all sorts of things that you could pick from. So that's the real advantage and the difference against the CBSE curriculum where you may have 5 subjects. Yeah.
Courses, when they say 400, 500 subject options, whatever you want to do in future, let's say I want to be engineer, I want to be a mechanical engineer, I want to be a chemical specialist, or I want to be a cybercrime expert, right? But you will only get to do after completing your 12th standard. You will start to explore what it is, right? What if you're given the taste of it when you're at school? So you can decide, let's say you have like 6 subject interests. Some are curiosity, some are your passion, some are your profession can be, right? If you're given a taste when you're in high school, you will know really you are liking it, or you're just fascinated about it, or you're really serious about it, right? That will help you save your time a lot. Then you're going and pursuing that degree and then realizing, oh my God, I don't want to do this, right? So that is the biggest advantage we see, because as teenagers, you have a lot of fascination. How many of you play games here? Online games? Most of you, right? So how many of you, because you like playing, think I want to be a game developer, right? There's a lot of students who wants to do game development, but they really don't know whether they're interested in development or not. So this is what you can explore at your level when you're in school, so that you really get a taste of it, how it is, how the life is going to be. Are you someone who can sit and code in a computer for 8 hours, or are you someone who can meet hundreds of people in a day, right? So you need to understand that differentiation. So if you get the taste of it, it's much easier for you to make a call of what you want to do. And that's what this curriculum and options can be given.
Hello everyone, I'm Jayan. I'm from grade 11. I've heard that American curriculum is expensive. So when it comes to AIAASC, is it affordable? If not, do you have any scholarships for it?
It is the most affordable international curriculum in the world. So we're all non-profit organizations, so we don't stop your fees or burden you. The main reason AIAASC is entering India is furthermore the top priority for us to making international education affordable, right? And I think that can be only done by us, because other international curriculum providers are organizations, not non-profits. Understand? So it's not behind making money, it's behind making impact. And that's what all the American accreditors for over 100 plus years has been trying to do.
Good afternoon everyone. I'm Pratiksha of class 12. So in what ways will Indian students be more benefited if their regular way of studying in India is replaced by American boards, and will it be balanced with their Indian culture?
So it doesn't have anything to do with culture, right? If you really ask me, after doing some of the courses from the US, what I understood, okay, let's say in your system, when there is one question, how many answers you have? One question. If you can write one answer, he can write one answer. You can? And you both will get scores for it? Are you sure? There is one question, I am writing an answer, you are writing a different answer. Can we both get score? So now let's talk about why culture part can play a major role. Because of this mindset, we as individuals, let's say Tamil Nadu, let's take ourselves, Madurai, Chennai people. When you have a point of view, you're saying, Akka, this is not right, okay? And you have a reason for it. I am coming and say, hey, this is not right, da. I have a valid point. Will both of us agree? Naan dhaan correct. Yes? How eppadi solradhu correct aayida mudiyum? And that's the perspective our system has screwed us in already. So we can't think from other person's point of view first of all. She is right in her own way. Abdingra acceptance we cannot get. Yes or no? Yes, with your friends imagine, right? You yourself, you're right and you have evidence to support yourself. She also right the other way around with her evidences, but we don't come to the same point to agree to it, right? And that's what changes in the system. That's what I think a culture we all should have. As a future generation, you all need it. Because if you stand, I am right, you're not going anywhere. But if you start understanding my opposition person who's giving a point also is right and he has a valid evidences to support it, is it better? That's what this curriculum says. There's one question, there's multiple answer, and all these answers can be right as long as it has a backing evidence. As simple as that. That's the only reason I want all of you to pick this up. Otherwise, you know what your parents' generation is going through, right? Chittappa kitta pesa maten, mama kitta pesa maten, adnala prachana, idnala prachana. Yes or no? You all see it, right, day to day? Why it is happening? Because of the acceptance. And that comes from the system. So this system, that's what helps you move, think with an open global mindset, right? Everybody is right in their own sense. And that's what this curriculum brings as a culture, if you ask. There's no other way to spoil the culture or add anything to the culture. Because you're all going to study on a different level to understand the concept more relevant to the world you're living in than just reading it as a printed textbook material.
Good afternoon. My name is Adarsh and I'm studying 9th grade. I am in 9th grade and I like to study in the American curriculum, and when I move on to 10th, will I be able to do that?
Yes. In fact, you can do both at the same time. So if you change your mind, you can go one way to go to America to go to school, or you can stay and go to India. So you can have a choice of doing one or the other, to go either way. So just a quick story. I live again in the Silicon Valley. The majority of people who live around me who are from other countries are from India. So I am many times people walking in my community around the block with saris on. The number one sport that is growing in my community is cricket. I'm used to baseball, I'm used to football, and then cricket I don't understand, but anyway, it's very popular in my community. So hopefully, they told me be sure to go and visit, because the reason they're in America doing so well is because they had such a good education in India that let them become entrepreneurial and to have impact on the world. So they were able to learn in India and go wherever they wanted. And a lot of the best jobs in information technology, ET, are in my area, so that's where they end up going. So you'll have lots of opportunities with an American high school diploma.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kavin. I want to know that how does global education system supports Indian culture?
Okay, it makes you a holistic individual. Okay, let's say, are you good when you're with friends? If I ask you to go do something with your friends, will you be confidently doing? Or if I ask you to do it alone, will you do it? Which is the best way for you? With my friends, right? That's the problem also, right? We're always in the crowd and we hide ourselves in the crowd. How do you become independent individual to face any problems and take decisions and stand by it and work for it? That's what global curriculums can make you become, because you have control over your studies. Let's say there's an exam coming in, right? Then what happens? Your teacher comes, 10 days you have exam, everybody study. What do you all do? Everybody studies, right? But in this system, you have control over your studies. You can decide, okay, I want to finish my math course for grade 11 in 2 months, you can finish it. I want to do my science in 3 months, you can finish it. But I'm not very good at world history, I might want to do it in 6 months, you can do it. You have control over your learning. You're not with the group, going by the group. 10 people are doing, you're not doing the same thing. So you will be able to make decisions for yourself based on your strengths and weakness. That will make you a better individual, because you know yourself much better. You know your purpose, you know your weakness, you know your strength, and you take decisions accordingly, not by the group. You'll be more comfortable, right? If you can finish all the subject, your more strengths, you can finish fast, and the subject you're weak, you can take more time to do that. Is better for you. You'll not be stressed, right? Right? It doesn't put you in the same slab for everybody, scoring and all these things. You have your own progress. Will that be better? And that's what this exactly does. So you become an individual who can operate independently without depending on anyone.
Hello everyone, I'm Abhisha from grade 9. I would like to know about that our Indian government has launched new education policy. According to that, our CBSE has been modified. Will the American curriculum will stick to the national education policy, or it will take time? And if yes, then what is the difference between American curriculum and the CBSE board?
So you're right, yes, the national education policy has been created, okay. And when we look at it very, very closely, it's a really transformative document. I think it's one of the best policy documents in education that I've read for a very, very long time. The challenge for all of the schools is to take the teachers, the head teachers and the students on that transformation journey from a system which is somewhat directive to one which is more interdisciplinary, and that means it puts different subjects together and helps you to work on, sort of, say, projects. So in the real world, you don't sit down and do maths and then do separate science and then do separate English. In the real world, I'm working in a project that requires all of those things all of the time together. Otherwise, I can't function, yeah? And the American curriculum will enable you to do more of those interdisciplinary projects together.
So you learn math separately, science separately, English separately, right? Right? Let's say water bottle, right? If I want to teach about water bottle if you see the packaging, you can learn marketing, branding, sales of it. Yes? And water has chemical components. You can learn about that. And that has a price point, selling point, profit. You can learn business of it. Yes? And measurements, you can learn math from it. This is how new education policy wants to teach something to you. When you introduce to a subject, it wants you to have an interdisciplinary cross-curriculum alignment done and introduce that to you. But our curriculum right now is water is water, bottle is bottle. Then what else? That's how it is, right? NEP needs it. The American curriculum is already aligned this way only. So there is no requirement for us to align it newly, right? That's why we're trying to help with all kinds of boards from CBSE to national to international schools by bringing this to make the process of reaching NEP much faster. Because it's already interaligned. You don't have to do anything extra. Whenever we introduce the concept, it goes in such a way, it touches 6 to 7 subjects altogether when you learn a concept. Right? You all learn geometry? Yes? What is the size of this room, sir? 20 by 100? How many square feet this is? Right? Can you calculate that? Geometry is all about this. But are we really relating it? And that's what new NEP wants every schools to do for the learner. And this curriculum of whatever accreditation we bring in will help these schools reach that mode very quickly and adopt and deliver so you can learn much better.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. So I'm currently doing 10th standard and I have pursued my education till 10th only in CBSE board. So if I want to switch to American curriculum in my 11th and 12th grade, then what are the pros and cons that I have to face?
Takers are always successful people, right? So let's say I'm thinking I don't want to walk today, I'll fall down. I will never get up and reach the destination, I'll be sitting there. But now you already got the thought, I want to switch. So what will you do? You will progress better or you will cry over, oh my God, I would have been in CBSE, I would have been much better, happier with my friends, writing exam, memorizing all the books. Or, hey, I've switched to an American curriculum, which is an international board. So I have so many options to explore, and I'm having a counselor who is helping me with what subject, how I can do, and how I can do my college when I'm at school. You're in grade 11, right? What if you can do your college first year when you're in 11 and 12? Will you be happy? Is it a pro or con? That's all.
So this American board has many advantages to students. Now I have a query about teachers. So if an Indian teacher want to join as a trainee in American board, what will be the special training given?
So basically there is no Indian teacher, there is no American teacher. It's like nanbanale nallavandane andu madri. Okay? Every teacher is a teacher, right? So end of the day their ultimate So every teacher's ultimate goal is to make the children brighter, smarter, and equip them with better knowledge, right? When the teacher has better tools to support that same outcome, will they be happy? They don't have to stress, right? And all that training, tools, elements will be provided to the teacher while they go through this accreditation process as a school. From the management to teachers to every member of your school will go through different types of training to facilitate the best learning and experience for you all. And that's what this will bring.
So while we're waiting for a student to ask a question, one of the things that I wanted to share with you is you probably don't realize the influence that India is having in the United States. My congressman, the person who represents us with the federal government, Ro Khanna, his relatives, his mother and father were born in India. So our representative is Indian. And even more importantly, in 20 days in the United States, we are having a major election for president. One of the people who is running for president is Kamala Harris, and her mother was born in India. So when I come back to visit this school, it is possible that we may have an Indian as our president. Many of our companies in the Valley have very strong ties to the companies in India, and so we're very closely tied. So it's with great joy that I come to visit you in India today.
The last thing I'll say is this. At the moment, 250,000 students from India go to the United States for higher education every year. Now I know as you're sat there in school now, that seems like a distant opportunity. But actually 250,000 students a year leave India and go to the United States for higher education. By 2030, it's predicted that 450,000 students from India will be going to the United States for higher education. Most of them to do their master's degrees. Okay? So as you're sat here now, all in different year groups, your dreams can be beyond the school, and it can be to go to the United States. And there are hundreds of thousands of students in India already achieving those goals and going to the United States for education.
All right, and all those 450,000 students in 2030, before they leave the country, take the money hard earned by their parents from here and going and giving it to US to help the economy. Instead, we bring everything here and facilitate, keep the money here and improve our economy. How's that idea? Good, right? Let's do that.